I'm not a girl. When you greet me, you give me the appropriate pronoun.
Well, I addressed you as I mean. I said, I mean, you're on mute.
He,
Yes.
him.
I addressed you as I mean.
Can you?
Jamisa.
Okay, y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Mark join on? Did he log on yet?
Do you see him?
I know that, but he may be trying to get in, bitch.
But do you see him in the group chat?
Now, didn't you just check me?
Okay.
Excuse my language, Gavin. I didn't mean to call you that.
How the ugliest bitches always trying to come for the prettiest bitches?
Who's ugly and who's pretty?
You, Nene.
Baby, the verdict is in. There you go. My apologies for calling you a bitch, though.
No, you don't gotta apologize.
Oh, so I don't get no apology?
No.
What I'm drinking is a Crown Royal apple with fresh pineapples, fresh strawberries, a banana, because I'm trying to cut my sugar.
Oh, okay. How's
So
it taste?
everything else is fresh but the liquor.
Well, that's communion. It's Sunday. You had an excuse.
Oh, God bless him.
Audio Jungle.
Listen, let's dive into these hot topics. First, I want to talk about, have y'all seen the latest TikTok video with Dwayne Wade showing total support to his son/daughter?
I'm gonna let you guys go ahead in because I was just watch that and I had something of a thought of my own.
I saw it. Yeah, it was very interesting. For
support, but
what'd you say, Phil?
is he acting out in support or is he living vicariously through?
He's living his truth.
Wow, I love it.
Listen, that's
living.
Well, he paints his face. He paints his toenails too black, right?
I mean, that's not. Hold on.
I mean, but that's not. That doesn't make you gay. I understand.
No, hold up. I
Okay.
my toenails
What?
because of that light fungal
Oh,
that goes on with men, and that's lightning and birds. So I'll go a black, or if I gotta get a cream on there to give me a French. So that
that's
has
true.
nothing
Guys who play basketball, yeah, they tend to have bad feet.
So I'm with I like that living vicariously.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Gabrielle Union, she's kind of masculine.
Oh,
You think so?
She's
I know.
putting the strap on at night. Is what you're trying to say?
I'm definitely saying that. And I think it worked for him. He's not gay, but they're in one of those masculine verse, switch roles.
They have dinner parties with Will and Jada. Is what you're trying to say?
I'm not gonna get into those good folks' business because I don't know it, but I just can tell from body language that I think Gabrielle Union is masculine. She's like all the roles. They're really dominant. They're aggressive, and when she speaks, she's a shit starter and very aggressively shit starting. So, and he seemed like he looked at a couple of dicks in high school and stuff like that, but he just ain't suck them.
Alex, your face is broke up over there.
I mean, that's his opinion. I didn't get that from her.
What did you get from her? Okay.
From Gabrielle, just like I was in their company 2 months ago, and I thought she was graceful. I thought she was womanly.
No, I didn't say.
Feminine.
Okay, no, with there's any of those attributes that have to do with being dominant and masculine.
Feminine is the opposite of masculine.
Well, that's in the eye of the beholder because there's certain things about you are just feminine and masculine too.
But what's the opposite of masculine?
I don't want to talk about the opposite. I want to go on the opinion.
Wait a minute, you said.
Okay.
I mean, the opposite. I think you can be both. I think as a person, you can be both masculine and feminine.
I just told her that she was masculine but still feminine.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say she was also feminine. Okay.
Yeah, he said you was femme.
Yeah, I am femme. I am.
And masculine.
I am. I would definitely say I am.
And what way is
I'll do
Don't
some
forget
bundles with a Jordan. What'd you say?
Don't forget masculine.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh no, you are, sis.
Well, you gonna emphasize
Forgetting masculine?
What would be some of your masculine traits, Alex?
I think I treat the women in my life right. Not to say that has to be masculine or feminine. I open doors. I chopped down a tree this week.
Okay.
I don't mind getting in the dirt in my little garden outside to get ready.
You have a mustache.
So I own a chainsaw. I'm
Mustache.
independent. Which hair I don't think makes masculine or feminine. There's different women who have mustaches.
And see, again, I have a mom that has a mustache. And when I told her she needed to cut it, she went off because she told me that's a woman's thing, and I was like, "No, honey, that's masculine."
Well, Monique had a lot of hair.
Yes, hairy legs, Monique. I think.
Monique the drag queen or the Monique the con?
No, I can't hear you.
I don't know Monique the drag queen. Monique the actress.
Yeah.
I really think that, like, realistically, you know, it's something to support, and it's something to say I'm there for my child, but to act out as your child is acting out with your child is a little. That's like I'm a drunk and my dad said, I'm going to support you being a drunk, pour me up, and next thing you know, we both speedballing, and who still has the authority? We're acting the same age. Somebody still needs to have authority over the child. It's fun to say, you know, I love my child for me, you know, but he still needs buffers. He still I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, just playing devil's advocate. What if he had a conversation with his dad and said, look, Dad, could you support me with this fundraiser I'm having? And I would like you to paint your hair red just for a day.
That's a personal. Did
you say anything wrong? Huh?
No, that's a. I'm sorry. You was asked. I was just responding while I was talking. Like, I think that's a request.
Different. So yeah, what I'm saying is it could be different. It could have been a different, I guess, scenario that we assume that because of the video that Dwayne Wade is acting out, but in actuality, it could be that his son may have wanted him to do something for a day, or he was doing some charity event or something like that. You know what I mean?
So what next? He pops up at the ball?
No, I mean
I think if Dad asks, he should go.
It's a hypotheticals now. Now you're saying, okay, well, what if in the future? But just based off the video, I don't see anything wrong with the video.
Hold up, that now I like those words that you're using. I don't think anyone on the panel said anything that was wrong. We were giving our opinion on the acting out.
Okay, well, I don't think that I don't think that it labels him as being gay. That's
in my opinion. I just think he's acting out because the son is acting out and he's able to act out through the son. That's my opinion.
Okay.
When we say acting out, I guess in my memory of being a child, if somebody said I was acting out, it was sort of a negative connotation behind it. That's the
opinion part of it.
So when we say Zaya is acting out, what are we saying?
What I'm saying by acting out, I'm gay. We all, and there's certain things that you can do and you can still possess the same power. And then when you learn how to do it, the power increases. But if no one guides your power, you never know the full strength of them, and you don't know how to use them sometimes. So if as a child you were given power and you abuse them, or you just have fun using them, sometimes as an adult, you don't know how much power you really had or how to use them when you become an adult because someone did not kind of coax you to the right way to use your power, like power, influence, and all that good stuff. So when I say acting out at 11 and 12 and 13 and 14, why are you running around here with red hair? You still need to be cultured. You still need to understand that, okay, you do want to change over, but you still was born something and you still have a responsibility until you make that change.
So he has a responsibility ability to act as the way society says a boy should act?
I mean, the way society says a boy should act is a boy until you're old enough to act like what you want to call yourself. He was born male, so as my opinion, he should have been taught and should have not been suppressed. He don't have to suppress his creativity, but he still should be groomed in a certain type of way. So when he starts to act out, at least it is in a subtle way that is still respectful, mindful, and it doesn't bring chaoticness to his life. Like, I just think that, you know, as a culture, the reason why we have not evolved with gayness is because we've connected it to negative stuff. Like, you know, things that people don't know, things that people are scared of, or things that people think. But I don't think that you should promote a lot of that stuff until people get old enough. A child should be a child as long as they're a child.
So what about the little boys on the basketball team who dye their ends blondes or brown that are straight?
I don't think that should be, me personally, I don't think they should be able to do that until they're old enough to say that's what I want to do. So no kid should be putting dye in their hair. When I was a child, little girls wasn't, you know, the grown girls in the class, they was getting their hair curled, hot curled and steamed and pressed and shit like that. Most little girls at young age, their mother was giving them braids, trying to let their hair grow and be healthy. Not first thing you see is perm it up, jerry curl it down.
But you know, that was a thing, you know, back in the day, that was a thing where little boys would get like a little pieces of dye in their hair. I know I had it when I was a kid. That was just like, I don't know if it was like an R&B group or something like that.
Your mom allowed you to experience adult stuff because
no,
you
I don't
were
think
a child.
no, because I think at the time, I think it was a group of kids who were like R&B singers where it was a trend going on. So
They weren't kids. Back in when Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike,
I remember
they were still like teenagers.
That didn't take away from me being a kid, though. I was still a kid.
I'm not saying it took away from you, but again, that's still an adult thing. They were adults, or they were pretty much at an age group there where they could do that. But your mom allowed you to mimic what she thought was fine. So she used her best judgment to say, you know what, my child is a good child, and just me letting him go out on creativity, I'm gonna let him be an individual, let him dye his hair. Mm-hmm. But again, I just think that a lot of things that our kids do that we think is fine, sometimes push them in ways that it makes them older than what they are.
Very interesting. So listen, I think we all agree that we are in support of Dwayne Wade finding whatever parental way that he see fits that works the best connection with him and his child. And Dwayne, if you just happen to come across this video, we on Talk on the Table, we still support you. And we are proud that you are doing the best that you think is right in parenting your child and showing full support in whatever it is that your child is now moving forward with. So speaking of gay, but not gay, but gay, what about this whole Dallas Wade? Everybody know who Dallas Wade is? The light-skinned boy with the locks, with the big booty.
Don't know him. I meet a lot of Dallas Wades online.
Okay. So listen, Dallas Wade is a fans-only
He's an Instagram star.
Yeah, he's an Instagram star.
Got you.
And he makes coins off of the girls. And he's in hot water right now because people are mad that he's straight making money off the girls.
How much did he make? How much did he make? I think was it a week or a month he made like $100,000?
That's over.
Yeah. He does, he tours doing like pride events and
I live. Get your money, Dallas.
So does anybody on the panel have anything like bad to say about that, or they feel some type of way about that?
No, I don't think he's exploiting it. Well, he is sort of exploiting his straightness in order for him to to get
a straight porno star.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
A lot of you know what? Actually, a lot of icons or people who who is it? People who are eye candy for gays are typically straight guys, right? You see them on Instagram, you see them in porn videos,
Tyler Perry movies,
models. These are all people who are eye candy to a lot of gay men because they fantasize that they want to eventually, they have an opportunity down the line to be with these men, or
So
visually in their mind.
You want to say that this brother
Mm-hmm.
are exploiting gay people that willing to pay their hard-earned government-given stimulus checks.
Their stimulus check.
To get out here and show something that a lot of brothers do for free. I don't think that in no way, no form or fashion that he's wrong for what he's doing.
No, I'm not saying that he's wrong for doing it. Because if I was,
but when you said exploiting, that word exploitation holds a lot of volume to me. So
well, that's what the community has been saying online.
The community needs to get the girls that's exploiting their coins or exploring how they exploit their coins to these type of givings with.
Now you said it is jealous. What they talking about?
When you come off, but I think the exploitation comes off when you appear to be gay.
Oh, no.
You didn't appear to be gay.
No, listen.
I want to put a whole button.
Can you just listen to what I'm about to say? I think that it gives a false pretense to some people out there, some gay people who think that, okay, I am looking at a gay man. So I'm just looking at the eyes of what other people may think.
So what about when you walk down the street and you giving a false pretense that you're straight and the women are offended?
Hallelujah! That's why.
But if I would have thought
You ain't making money off of that though, right?
You're giving God gifted rights.
Wait. Pause.
But I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
I'm
gaining nothing from that. I'm gaining nothing. Bob.
Put a stop
I'm
on
gaining
that.
nothing from that.
I think I need another drink.
What you think, Alex? Go ahead.
Alex.
I agree with what I mean. He's not profiting from walking down the street being himself.
Thank you.
But
You don't know who's paying pool pockets.
under the assumption that works at a job and in his everyday life, no woman is throwing him any money for whatever.
No, they might not be. You don't know who didn't had a couple of nuts, busts at work at the workplace, hoping and praying that he walked past the desk. But when they get to their home, when they're invited to their home and they find out, and this red, yellow little midget man comes down and talking about this is the husband. Bitch, you're telling me he's giving that what God gave for me to that? They did. I'm sorry. The profit. You don't know what people profit out of just seeing you as a person, how you might make their day or what you might do for them, So I just think that,
You mean financial gain?
Would you say?
Oh, you want financial?
Financial gain.
I know. I know at work sometimes girls give offerings.
Where do these offerings take place?
At Christmas parties.
You get a nice Christmas.
You might get a card and they got a little extra in it. Birthday comes around once a year. You know that coworker to give you all that extra for birthday.
Uh-huh.
That's financially gained.
So let him make his money the best way he know how to, right?
I'm here for him.
Yeah. I say to the community, listens, just everybody's not gay. At the end of the day, if the man is showing you his ass and you paying for it, guess what? You still getting what you want. He's still making his money and he's still doing whatever he do in his private life. Just be great and enjoy the moment for what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, I had an aunt that used to always say when you got in her car, fair is fair. If I got what I asked for and you got what you asked for, everyone should be happy, whether under the false pretenses of what my mind told me or under the pretenses of if it came out of my mouth. I paid to see ass or I paid to see dick, and if I got my show, give him his coins.
That's business 101.
There you go.
Pay for a service.
Here for it.
Moving on.
I want to salute. Y'all ain't got no kind of button to salute him. I need a button. I want to hit a button like, ding, ding, ding.
Well, Quavo gets his high school. He's finally getting his high school graduation and high school diploma at the age of 29.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
But I'm still confused because I thought that you only can actually get your physical diploma from high school and you get a GED certificate if you didn't graduate during
He can get a death certificate. He got
I think
so
if
much
you finish, I'm not sure like how it really goes, but I'm assuming that if you maybe he was like short, maybe a couple credits or something like that. So if he went back, maybe completed those credits, he was able to get his diploma. You know, I guess if you're like close to getting it, they'll probably allow you to get it, but I really don't.
I mean,
You can go to night school.
Yeah, you can do that too.
But the thing is, they said he dropped out months before graduation. So what he found out in January, February, that there's a chance he may not graduate. And he was a starting football player.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, he was a starting quarterback. Let me take that back. Which is a whole different playing field within itself.
But then you make it so much more money being Quavo, Migos versus football player where it is very limited on your opportunities to become an NFL star.
Migos only been around for how long?
They've been
Can I
around
ask you a
for
question?
That's 10 years, right? I would say 10 years.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do y'all really give a fuck about him getting his diploma?
Yeah.
No, yeah,
No,
because
but
it's
you
never
but it
too
goes-
late to finish what you started.
If we
Yeah.
didn't know him as Amigo, will we care about his education?
Yeah, because he don't have to go back to school because he's a wealthy man.
So-
the fact that he wanted to go back to school and finish it, that's big.
And he set
Well,
an
yeah,
example,
well,
and he
maybe-
set an example for a millennial or someone younger. Okay, you may not be able to make it now, whatever your circumstances is, but there's an opportunity for you to make the correction to achieve
Okay.
yourself and show.
Got that. I like that light that you just shed on that subject, and I'm going to give you a ding for that because you changed my mind about enjoying that he went. Because at first I was not giving a fuck about someone that is a multimillionaire, someone that got his start in whatever he did, but he's a rap star now. So if he want to go get a death certificate, he can pay for one. So, but since you did bring that to light, and the doubting you did that. Ding, ding, ding for him getting the money.
Because
better give him a
that can be his backup plan. Because if this rap shit don't go well in the next 10 years,
Says, I got high school diploma. They don't work.
I'm but I'm saying, but after this, we don't know what he's planning to do next. I'm sure he probably go get a degree.
Okay, well, hit me when you get a degree. But right now, we're talking about high school diplomas. They give those out. I got a couple of cousins that don't even know how to write a check and sign. They know how to put a signature on a check, and they got high school diplomas. What's up? They don't even teach a cursive in school no more.
They damn
So,
sure don't.
They did take that out.
So the high school equivalent to what these days?
But you need that to go on. You need that to go to
Oh,
college.
I got a couple of girlfriends
You
that
know
make
what?
high
It's a
school
right
diplomas. I
passage.
call
It's a
them.
right
You tell me you need
It's a
4
right
high
passage.
school diplomas, they can get them.
Listen. I think having a high school diploma is a rite of passage. I think it goes along with getting your driver's license, getting your high school diploma, going to your prom. These are all accomplishments that you should have as a teenager. So kudos to him for going back to school and getting his high school.
I don't want to give out kudos to something he should have been doing all this time. So girl,
Well, a lot of people don't have those opportunities.
Because I'm
that's
sure,
their business.
I'm sure you did everything
Mama-
you needed to do when you grew up.
My mom had issues with getting her high school diploma when she
God
was
bless
having.
her. God bless her. And then she did what she needed to do, something that she knew that she's supposed
Right.
to do, when she did it. So at the end of the day, I ain't giving her no kudos for something she should have been doing.
So you did everything that you were supposed to do when you grew up.
Well, girl, that's why I'm dealing with life these days, and that's what millennials need to do, deal with life. What's up?
Yeah, okay. What's next, Jermaine?
Well, on a more serious note, are you guys familiar with Breonna Taylor? The EMT
Yeah.
got shot in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah. So now we're starting to take a whole turn of events now that the FBI has taken over the full investigation. So
Yeah.
that means the real tea is about to come out. And also the charge is rumored that the charges have been dropped against the boyfriend. So the argument was that the no-knock policy, which is a warrant that all states except for Oregon and Florida, due to a Supreme Court ruling in 1994, stopped it. All states have the ability to do a no-knock warrant, which means they do not have to give you a physical warning that they are coming to your property to seize you or to seize whatever the warrant is for. So what happened was they showed up to our apartment at night. It was the young lady Breonna and her boyfriend, and the story goes, they knocked on the door, they yelled, "Who is it?" The cops didn't respond. The cops knocked again on the door. They asked the same question more intensely, "Who is it?" The cops did not respond. They did it again, and then the boyfriend proceeded to get up with his gun, which he was licensed, and the gun was registered. They bust in the door. The boyfriend just started shooting because they never identified who they were.
They did
So
not.
the boyfriend thought they was breaking in the home, and the cops went willy-nilly and just...
Because no, I agree with Phil. They didn't. They couldn't have knocked, because if they would have knocked, I think a sensible common sense would tell you as a homeowner, let me go check it out and see what's going on. If they knock, I think they kicked in the door. I don't think they knocked. I think they it's on a recording. It's on both testimonies between both sides. His side, the boyfriend side that did the shooting, who survived, and on the cops side. So that is something that ended up being relevant and true. Now the intensity of the way it may happen may have been something totally different. But they have a body.
No, but now since this incident, now the city of Louisville, Kentucky, is now required to have body cams.
So why would you go get a no-knock warrant and then go knock? There's two different search warrants. It's the knock and there's no knock. Why would you request a no knock and then go knock?
But here's the thing: the no knock again is about them giving a physical warning of, we are the police and we have to open up.
So again, how would the person, if it's no knock, how would the person realistically know if someone's coming into the house without them just...
That's kind of like the whole premise of they're trying to get to evidence that they're trying to get to without the parties being there to dispose of or get rid of it once the cops identify themselves. But at the same time, that no knock warrant doesn't justify, if you're coming into my home and you don't identify yourself, I'm going to shoot too.
Yeah, and if I'm dead asleep, I'm not hearing nobody saying it's the cops, I need to come in.
Keep in mind it's 12:30 in the morning at this time.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That was real suspect and real suspect. Then they get there, they kill the girl because first of all, you're a police officer. You are trained to shoot in a particular manner, in a certain way. You are to shoot, to hinder, to injure, not to kill.
To kill, right.
Bullshit.
That's the first thing that they train you in police academy when they give you a gun.
You know what
my
question would be? My question is, why does it have to go to the federal level in order for them to conduct these investigations? Why does it always...
Because the state level, state can hide, especially when you have state agencies investigating state agencies. Who's going to exploit themselves? That's like So they have to go to that level because...
And your friends are like the higher ups. Like,
that's the same thing that happened with Ahmaud Arbery. It's the same pattern where we have certain people that are in positions, they allow stuff to happen, and if shit go wrong, they cover their asses and they cover their asses.
Yeah.
I agree totally.
Unfortunately, now it's like we're taking a stand and we're not letting it happen. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the family had the same representation as Ahmaud Arbery.
Could you imagine if we didn't have video footage of these events and how things would go unchecked and
crazy, right?
But
unnoticed.
The boyfriend charges just got dropped because they tried to charge him with attempted murder against a police officer and assault against a police officer.
And they wouldn't have dropped the charges if it wasn't some sort of investigation where it concluded that they didn't.
Exactly. As soon as the FBI said, "Oh, we investigated," they dropped them charges like that.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I feel, bad.
I just think the justice system is just like, we are in 2020. So many things are unfolding in front of our eyes, that things that we wasn't privy to, things that we had lack of knowledge, like the internet. Now I understand how like places like China, where they keep a handle on what it is exposed, what they can see. They can't see anything that's happening around the world over there in like South Korea and stuff like that, because they under communism. They got controlled TV. In America, we don't have controlled TV. So we get this chance to see all this stuff. And now in 2020, it's all, you're really getting 2020 vision on how many racist people out there. How like now is you see how sicknesses fall to the world. It's not really about your life. It's really about money.
And power. And control.
Yeah. So it's like, literally, we're walking around in these things that God gave us as being beings, but really we're being manipulated and controlled. And you can say that you're not being controlled or you're not under nobody's control, but realistically, this shows you that we don't really have no say over our own lives. You don't know who's walking around with corona, who's not walking around with corona. We don't know where corona came from.
If she got a sister, a cousin, a best friend.
We're just at the mercy of what these higher ups tell us.
Yes, and
we're
it put, you know, have you guys ever, you know how the movie what was that thing? The crying game, not crying game, some type of games, and like they had the wars against each other.
Hunger Games. I just feel like, you know, let's say if we were to get rid of, you know, because I smoke, so, you know, sometimes I take mine trips. But just think if we got rid of the government and every ward had to kind of fend for themselves like they just was doing with getting these tests, like Philadelphia connected with New York, which connected with Delaware, so that everybody was on one accord. Maryland connected with VA, connected with DMV, Maryland, Virginia, and DC. So just imagine, like, you got all these different places. They made all them different places bid on PPE. So now all of us are fighting to get contracts for PPE, which everybody in the world needs. So why do we got states fighting against each other? Because we all need the same PPE. So that means because your state said we got $2,000 and DC come up, well, we got $5,000. We're going to give it to DC instead of giving it to, when everybody's lives should mean the exact same thing. It's still like that shit that's on the movie. I felt like we was literally we're in the movies. The movies has really turned into real life.
Well, yeah. When people make movies, they usually make stuff that simulate like real life.
I think that we're really in the movie right now. Like, I wouldn't lie to you. I just feel like, you know, you don't know what's coming next. You don't know where you're going next. It's like being a herd of cattle. And when you hear the lion is coming, you don't know where he's coming from, but you just run.
I'd have heard of cattle.
Yeah, a herd of cattle. You put a herd of cattle together, and one sense that they're lion, and he get to running, you'll notice everybody else running where he running. But the motherfucker that's running,
people nature though. You know black people run. When one person run, we all run.
Again.
No, I'm just joking.
But no, we're gonna run this conversation off the table because we could go about this all day and all night. But I still kind of wanted to stay in the whole political realm. How about the latest with Joe Biden and Charlemagne? With Joe Biden basically on Charlemagne, if you don't see why not voting for Trump is important and voting for me, then you're not black.
I'm here with them.
How do Alex? How do you feel about that?
Wait, I like the look away though. Go ahead, Alex.
I think he was the wrong person to make that comment. I don't think there's any white man on this earth that's going to be able to tell me or any black person what's going to make them black or not. The comment would have been wrong coming from a black person, period. But for a white man to say it, there's no way you get to judge my blackness based on anything. So I think it was inappropriate. I'll say this at the same time. I'm not going to beat up on Joe Biden. I think enough people are trying to find reasons to say they don't want to vote for him. We don't have a choice at this point. If you don't want to vote for Trump, look at it like you're voting against him. So you vote for Biden because we've got to do better. We can't have Trump. But just going off of what their comment was, I think it was ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah. Just to say, he said it was a joke that didn't hit, that didn't connect. He did apologize for it after the fact. He said it was a joke that didn't connect. So.
Well, you guys, I'm in here making some graham cracker crust, sweet potatoes, country boy style, so you hear some rattling, I'm just crunching up something, about to melt some butter.
So wait, you make your sweet potatoes with graham crackers?
I do. I use a graham cracker crust, and I melt butter down, which you'll hear in a little bit. If you notice, I have my graham crackers here. I'm crumbling them up, and then I have a pudding that I put in it, and that I whipped up. Once I put it over, I'm cooking it about 350 to 385. And that stuff that you guys run the Boston market and get?
Oh, I don't run the Boston market, but listen, Mark, we're gonna give you the floor to let you have your life. We just want to close out this segment, and let you have your spot.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
I just didn't want y'all to be like, well, what is he doing over there? It sound like a lighter. Y'all hear the ting, 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 then a lighter.
So I mean, what was your take on Joe Biden's on his response, or his that didn't land properly?
I agree with Alex. I think coming from a white man, especially, I don't think he should have made that comment, whether it was a joke or whether he was trying to was it a serious statement. I don't think that he should have said anything. It's going to be difficult for him to get the black vote. He's trying to either with the election of a vice president, or just a lot of his statements out there, he's trying to gain the black vote. I think it's slowly deteriorating. I think black people are woke now when it comes to Democrats. Back in 2016, Biden and Bernie Sanders had opportunities to beat Trump, and the Democratic Party threw Hillary in our face. And
I think she was a good candidate.
I think no, I don't. Well, obviously she wasn't, because she lost.
She lost because they cheated.
No, they did not cheat. But
okay.
Again, just going back with.
So you're really saying that they're. Well, you know what? I don't want to exploit, because it sound like you're Trump. That's what I'm hearing.
No. I'm not for Trump. I just think that a lot of black people are woke now, and they're looking at their votes now as being value. And I think that the Democratic Party took us for granted for many years.
Hold on. Republican and Democrat took us our votes for granted, period.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying specifically, most black people vote for the Democratic Party, right? They don't typically vote Republican. They vote for the Democrats. And I think now we look at our worth and our votes as being we want something now. Black people want something. And I think that when it comes to politics, I think that Biden is really going to have to earn it. He's going to have to earn it.
I just don't like the way they are like pandering to the black people trying to get our votes. Like they feel as though they have to be down to, they got to be down with Brown to get our votes. Like that one politician.
But the black community.
Oh, wait. That one politician that was up there with Juvenile. Talking about some, yeah. Like you don't gotta do
Bernie Sanders up there too?
I'm sorry. We black people, no lie. I'm not. I'm black, and you think a lot of the buffoonery.
Crab leg with us to get our vote.
Well, again, if you got stinky leg to appeal to a bitch that's all she know, I say get out there and stinky leg.
Yeah, but then you look like a
bitch.
fool.
Can't understand the English that you're speaking. Because a lot of our people, they don't understand English. You gotta. I'm for real. Like I live in an area now. I mean, I love my people, but realistically, some of them don't hear you when you speak English. Some of them don't hear you when you're speaking things that they were naturally taught. But they hear you when you stinky leg, and they hear you when you popping that pussy. Hear you, excuse my language. So if Bernie or Joe Biden got to be down for some black people to hear, I don't think, you got to stoop to some levels.
But don't you think you're like a fool when you are dealing with when you're dealing with normal black people that don't stoop to that level?
Normal black people? I don't get that. I'm floored between both of the comments, because y'all are really generalizing the black population as being.
I am.
How did I generalize anything?
I am.
No, that is.
I believe. Go ahead.
How can you make that statement that black people are dumb and stupid, and that white people have to?
Some are.
I didn't say that.
White people have to stoop down levels in order for them to appeal to a black person.
He said,
Again, they're up. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Phil, so you can finish, so I can get some of that.
oh,
You better want some.
he said certain.
Go ahead. I just want to know. I'm just asking a question.
He didn't say everybody.
Well, how I think stoop down to a level. Well, reality sets in, and some people do not speak the same English, and some people don't understand the same English. And that's why you have people had regular classes, you have people that had DEC, you have people that had different levels of taking in information. So if I spoke to my class all at one time, I don't want to leave no student behind. So if I was a teacher and I had to tell 30% of my class regular English, and I want to tell the other half, if I need a breakdown to the English that they understand, I need everybody to know that isn't important. So I get what you're saying. You're not with the Boosie Lord and the slide trombone and all that other stuff, but sorry, you still have to appeal to everybody.
So basically, so what you're saying is you keep the dumb people dumb and move.
You can't help the dumb.
That's not what he.
Why can't you?
That's not what he was saying.
So you have so you have somebody that is not intellectually educated. You don't teach them the same thing as somebody.
I'm going to teach them, but I teach them a different way.
It's a way.
You got to meet them where they are.
Go ahead.
You got to meet.
Yes, I'm going to teach them a different way. I'm going to teach them because I don't want to deprive them of the same thing. I have a brother, love him down, and he's very, 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 very. He was very, way smarter than me when it came down to education. But when it comes down to street, there's really a lack of knowledge. This boy can count you 5 where he's been skipped twice. But common sense don't have. And one thing I can tell you is it's not nothing wrong with knowledge that you was taught, because that helped you in your long battle. But it's a damn shame when you are a fucking fool just from birth. You can teach a dummy anything, but you can't teach him common sense. That's something that you're blessed with. So if I need to go down to some level sometimes to speak to my brother, sometimes I got to hit it where it comes from, where he'll understand. Same parents, same household, different communication skills, and different levels of interpretations.
On that note, that includes my hot topics.
Hey, hot topics? Wow.